Hi, welcome to my second channel and I hope you are well. In this video, I like to talk to you about ADI Part 3 test. And I like to answer a question someone asked me on my video. One of my video on my channel is that once I set the lesson on my Part 3, on the way going to the location, do I give guided, prompted or independent instruction? That's the question they asked me. So this is what I like to answer in this video. Let's start the lesson. Okay, so the question is, on the way going to my location where I'm going to do the ADI Part 3 test, what kind of instruction should I be giving? Should I be giving guided, prompted, or independent? This is the question they asked me. Now, before I answer the question, let's talk about ADI Part 3 test. So what is ADI Part 3 test? ADI Part 3 test is a lesson where it will last 45 minutes. And in that 45 minutes, you need to do a lesson, show the examiner that you are solving a problem in the lesson. So the learner that you are teaching on the day has a little problem, and by the end, you have achieved that goal to show them they've learned something. That is what ADI Part 3 is. Okay, so now we know what the ADI Part 3 test is. It is 45 minutes long. You need to do a lesson. Your learner has a problem. You need to solve. You go and you solve the problem, or at least show they've learned something at the end. That will be it. That will be your test. So the question is, going from here to the location, do I give guided, do I give prompted, or do I give independent instruction? That will depend on your learner. What are you teaching? What is it that you've agreed in the beginning that you're going to do? Remember, in the beginning, you need to agree with your learner what you are going to be teaching, what you are going to be looking at today to achieve by the end. So say your learner, you're going to try to work on the roundabouts. So say learner, they've had 20 hours and their roundabouts are good. They've done okay. But on the last lesson, they had a problem. Maybe they didn't look at the blind spot. Maybe they're having problem with the lanes or signaling, or maybe judging the distance from the cars from the right, the distance, the gap they need to go front of someone. They can't judge. So that's what you're working on, which means they know how to drive the car. So if that's the person you are teaching, are you going to guide the person to the location? No, because if you guide, that means they don't know how to drive the car. You're teaching something new that can be guided. So in the beginning, when you go from here to the location, you need to remind your learners who's in charge. Is it them or is it you going to the location? So you say to the learner, will it be okay for you to drive without my help? Or do you think you need any help? Because we need to go from here where there are roundabouts. It's going to be about 3 minutes driving from here, 5 minutes driving from here. So for you to drive from here to the location, what do you think? Do you think you could drive, or do you think you need my help? So they know exactly where they stand and you know exactly where you stand. Otherwise, you start to drive or they start to drive and they don't know whether you are going to help them or not. Maybe they're thinking, is he going to help me or shall I just go? So in the beginning, you need to make it clear so the examiner knows and the learner knows you have set the lesson and you know who's responsible to go from here to the location. So you need to do that first. Who's in charge? Who has the responsibility to drive? Is it you giving them guided, or is it them going to just drive to the location? They need to know that. They need to be clear on that. That's part of your ADI Part 3 test. Okay, so don't just let them drive without getting an agreement who's in charge driving from here to the location. Okay, so the instruction will depend on the subject you are teaching. Is the subject new? If the subject is brand new, and if the person only had few lessons, maybe, so maybe you are teaching them junction. They only know how to move the car and stop the car, and you're going to teach them first day. This is the first day you're going to teach them junctions. Okay, they've only had few lessons, so you'll probably guide it from here and few prompts here and there. But if they've had 20 hours, 30 hours, 40 hours, and they've got a little problem on the roundabout, you're not going to guide them. Okay, you're going to let them drive. If they make any problem, then you will help them. So in the beginning, you will tell them, you say to them, will it be okay for you to drive, or do you need my help? And hopefully they're going to say, yes, I could drive from here, because they've had 20, 30, 40 lessons. Okay, then you say, okay, you drive, and then if you need any help, I will help you, but hopefully you could just drive because you've had that many lessons. So I hope you are watching, and I hope this answers the question, which is there guided, prompted, or independent? I hope he answers your questions. ADI part 3 is actually quite easy if you could get a picture in your mind. What is the test? Many who are trying to become a driving instructor, they fail the ADI part 3 test because they don't have a picture in their mind. They just confuse how the test is, how to play the test. They just don't know. That's what I find. Many, they fail because, not because they don't know, they just haven't got it. They haven't got a picture in their mind. You need to get a picture how you are going to carry out the test, how the test is going to play. So if I were you, I would play that whole 45 minutes in my mind. How am I going to do it? How the test is going to go? It's not going to go exactly the way you imagine, but at least you've got a plan in your mind. You're playing a test in your mind so that you know exactly what you're doing. So in your mind, okay, play that test. Play that 45 minutes in your mind. How is it going to be? Okay, so I'm going to go to the test center. I'm going to tell the examiner how my pupil is. They've had 40 hours. They've had 20 hours. They've got a problem with meeting situation. They've got a problem with the roundabouts. I'm going to try to solve that problem on that day. You come into the car, examiner sits at the back, you sit in your instructor seat, learner is going to be here. You come in and you say, okay, as you know, it is not your test, it's mine. The person behind is not testing you, he or she, they're testing me. Done. So exactly clear, everyone knows what's happening here. Then you set the lesson. Okay, you said the lesson. Okay, so today we talked about on our last lesson that we've got a problem with the meeting situation, with the roundabouts, whatever it is. Okay, and we're going to try to solve that problem. Ask them a few questions about the problem they've had. Okay, so what is the problem? So the problem is, I find difficult judging the cars coming from the right on roundabout, or meeting situation, I don't know when to stop or when to go if there's a car coming. The finding the right gaps, I'm having problem on those. Done. Ask few questions about meeting situation. If you're doing that, ask few questions about roundabouts, about the lanes, about signaling. Done. And then you say, okay, now that we said the lesson, we agree you're going to do that. Okay, we're going to drive from here to the place where we're going to do the task where we're going to the problem that we're having. Done. Okay, so will you be okay to drive from here without my help, or do you think you need my help? Hopefully the learner will say, okay, I could drive from here because I've had many lessons. Done. Okay, you drive from here, and I'm not going to help you unless you need help. So if I think you need help, I will help you. Otherwise, you be in control and you drive until you go to the location. Done. You drive along, they're driving, you just sit there, don't do anything. Don't think that you have to do something. The other thing is, many, they think they have to do something. Sometimes sitting there just observing what they're doing is your test. That is your test. You don't have to talk. Sometimes many who wants to be a driving instructor on their part 3, they think that I have to continuously talk or I'm going to fail. Without you talking, that is your talk. The person knows how to drive the car. They are going to the location, they're going to do it themselves. You just look and you watch what they're doing. If they don't make any problem, you don't talk. You just sit there and you watch. If they're doing everything, is fine. Or you could say, oh, that was good. That was good mirror work. Done. Don't tell them, look at the mirror, put the signal on, which lane do you need? Well, then you're guiding. They don't need guide. They know how to drive the car. You go to the location and then you work on the problem they have. You go, okay, there's a roundabout coming up. Okay, you're having problem on your judgment on your right. There's a roundabout coming up. We're going to go second exit straight. Okay, where should you be looking? Okay, I'm going to look on my right. Make sure they respond. Okay, where should you be looking? Look on my right. Okay, is there a car coming? Yes, there is a car coming. What do you think? Can you go? Do you think you could go? Do you think the space is there? Get them, because that's the problem they have. That's when you're working on. Okay, so my advice to you is play that 45 minutes or the test in your mind. That will help you to exactly know what to do. You just don't just go there thinking you have to talk the whole 45 minutes and you don't even know how the test is going to play, or how the test is going to go. Okay, so get a picture in your mind how the test is, what the test is going to be. That way it will help you to do exactly what you need to do in your part 3 test. So I hope the video helps, and I truly wish you all the best if your test is coming up. Okay, if there's any help you need, make a comment, so maybe on my next video I could make a video on that. So do make a comment and share your problem or something that I could do for you on my next video. Write it on the comment and I will try to help you on that. If you like the video, please do give a thumbs up. Please do make a comment like I said with the problem, and if you like the video. Also, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe so don't miss any of my future videos, and hope to see you again on the next video. Bye for now.